All right, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the NFL Alumni's continuing coverage from Super Bowl 59. I'm Bram Weinstein. We're presented by Passera. Better is possible. There's DJ Dozier, former first-round draft pick, running back to the Vikings, the Lions, came out of Penn State. Dr. Michael Weatherly here as well. You guys work together at Sports Innovation X. So let's talk about the cutting edge of sports, right?
Yeah, pretty much we're an intermediary between pro teams, universities, and a lot of times small businesses that have some really innovative technologies, products, services. So we really do get to see the cutting edge and what's out there.
Yeah,
it's what we enjoy doing. So,
yeah, I think with this within the sports community, especially at the pro level, with them becoming more and more acceptable of technology within the sport, it's created this onslaught of technology specific for athletes and the sports community. So us being that bridge to help that technology move into that space has been incredible.
So let's take those piece by piece. The technology for the athlete, what are you talking about that's modern today?
Wearable type technologies have infrared built into it to help with like recovery, human performance optimization. We're working a lot with like fan engagement, so making the stadium better as far as like fan experience goes. So a lot with like virtual reality, mixed reality. It could even be a green energy solution for how to make the stadium better and more efficient. So it really could be anything. But our main focus is the athlete at the end of the day.
And from the team perspective, what technology you're seeing that's being implemented into leagues and teams?
Yeah, so I think that like fan engagement's like a big thing right now, right? So how do we bring the game to the people outside of just the stadium? That's been a big thing. We're doing a lot with the NBA right now, so it's some pretty big discussions there.
Yeah, and I would add to that, because of all of these technologies, especially for the athletes, you have administrators that are having difficulty managing all these different technologies. So now it's having that platform that can manage all of those simultaneously, and streamline, that helps then the organization not to, have to manage 15 different apps and technologies, but one that manages those 15.
Yeah, I think the one thing that has not changed since you played is the staffs of these teams has not changed since you played, right. But the access to all of these different items are there in front of them, right?
Yeah, they're getting bombarded on a daily basis. We hear it all the time. It's like I have so many businesses coming to me and everybody's promoting the best technology, so we serve as like a conduit there and a tech scout. So there's scouts for athletes, we're a technology scout at the end of the day.
Yeah. Is that how you kind of look at it too, a technology scout?
100%, because when you talk to a Princeton or Penn State, they're always interested in the technologies, but they need a filter, right? So we act as that filter in many cases to help them locate whatever it is they're looking for or to find something better.
Yeah. Tell me about the league. What do you think of the NFL these days? It's been a while since you were wearing purple or Honolulu blue. Yeah. So what do you see when you watch the NFL these days?
For some reason this year I'm excited. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because I'm seeing some different teams in the mix. I know that we've seen the Chiefs, the Eagles. Seen the Chiefs obviously. The Eagles have been there, but just to see different teams, especially the Commanders. Yeah. For the Commanders to be in the playoffs this year, that's special. That speaks to what can happen with not just change, but the right change. And for me, I'm excited to be here in New Orleans, but more excited about what's going to happen in the future with more teams, changing hands or coming up with different philosophy, different coaches. I think I'm a hardball fan, so him getting back to the NFL, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in LA.
They were under the radar, but they were in the playoffs too.
Yeah,
so,
sure.
Right. Yeah. Like, are you seeing with the technology with these teams that there's a decisive edge for the ones that are more accepting to it as to the ones that are, not implementing them quickly?
Yeah, absolutely. You could see there's definitely an advantage to the ones. We see it all the time, and it's not just in football, it's across all the sports, and especially in the colleges as well. Like, the D1 schools obviously have a bigger budget than the smaller schools, but some of these, and you got NIL too. Yeah. So that's become a big part of it. You got like one person doing NIL, or you've got a team of people doing NIL. It's the same thing with insourcing the tech.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I concur. What happened with the Rams years ago when they won the Super Bowl, and then you had an outflux of individuals or coaches moving to another team.
Minnesota.
Right,
Yep.
Minnesota, Cincinnati.
Yep.
And you saw some of the same implementations happening at those, because I started asking the question, like what happened with Cincinnati? And sure enough, you know, a lot of what happened in LA years before then started happening in Cincinnati, and that's why we started to see, you know, some success on the field.
DJ Dozier, Dr. Michael Weatherly, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having us. Yeah.